Let's take you back now to Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, where there is concern over the rising crime rate in the northern areas of the metro. Gang violence has disrupted daily life and is endangering local residents. Sipha Kema is in Bloemendal and she joins us now. Sipha, good morning to you. You've been in talks in listening to some of the concerns raised by the residents.
Yes, absolutely. But Naledi, we're not yet talking to the residents. We're talking to someone who has been part of that gang life, who has seen everything there is to see, who has experienced everything there is to experience about gang life. And I think we're going to talk to him now, but we're going to keep him anonymous because he is widely known in the community, but also known amongst, the gang community because he was a high-ranking gang member, actually a gang leader. So we'll just keep him anonymous for now, even though he's left that life behind and living a different life now. We're going to be talking to him. Thank you so much for agreeing to talk to us. I think let's first start off by revisiting the past and what you know about, the life that you've lived before.
Okay, it started at a very young age, you understand. That years, it was still in the apartheid years. You see, so what happens, my mother was a single parent. She and my father, they got divorced 1973. I was only 3 years old that time. And she was staying in Cape Town and we were staying in Wellington. So you see, so what happened I had my sister also. We were two, my mother was a single parent and she was raising us up all by herself with the help of her sisters and that. And so when after a few years gone by, then I was 81, 11 or 12 years, you understand. Then my sister was much older than me. She was 21 or what, you understand. So she got pregnant and she left, you understand, without saying to my mom or me anything. So now, because she used to look after me. So now my mother's on her own. So what happened was I grew up in this house environment because she couldn't look after me because I had to go work. Now she's here by this month, I'm staying here now. I have to abide by the house rules there, yeah, you understand. Okay, then after that, then they come to my mother, they can't look after me anymore. And at night I used to go home, my mother come fetch me.
And when did you start, sir? When did you start with joining the gang?
I'm going to tell you now. So what happened was I got fed up, man, you understand, because now you go here by this house, now you go there by this house, you pick up everything, different thing, because this is there. Then I thought to myself, nah, man, I don't get love here, man. You understand? Then I started doing wrong things without my mother knowing, and so it went on and what. And then I was 4 years in the gangsterism, hurting people and what. But I never, those years were only mandrakes, but I never did that. You see, so what happened then, it went on, then my mother found out. Then she couldn't handle me, you see. So she told me, nah, man, but she's going to send me away. You see, so I left Cape Town. She just called my uncle, hey, I'm going to send my son and what. So I went to go stay with him in Pretoria. You understand? And I was a security, machine line.
Yeah.
And I used to do that work. I used to work in Roslyn, Mabupani and what. So what happened was I left that life behind me now. Now I met other friends here then. Okay, then it was the fast life there, then.
Tell us about the fast life. Let's hear about what happens within the gang. What happens?
In the gangs, it was when she found out I was already deep in it. And she trying getting me out. So I was already stabbing people. Those years was some guns and I used to shoot other guys, our enemies.
Now the enemies and the shooting, the gang wars we see. Because we don't know as people on the outside.
Yeah.
What leads to this gang war? Why?
You see, you get more loved by them, man. It's almost like the love that you feel more appreciated by them than at your own place. You see, but at the end of the day, man, you see, no matter how it goes by your house, man, when you end up in the wrong place in prison, maybe then your family is going to be the ones who are running around for you, not them. You understand? And that I realized, you see. So by the time I wanted to get out, then my mother already made plans with me to send me to Joburg.
But what I want us to get to is, what is the cause of these gang wars? Why do they happen?
Most of it happens through women, man. You understand? We go to this one club. You understand? But we buddy are like, we talk, we know you belong to that gang. You know we belong to this gang, but we friends. And
But
that
why
now,
shoot each other then? What happens?
this is what's going to happen now. There's this girl, maybe, you understand? Or this brand. Now, the two of them have an argument, man. You understand? Now, from that small thing, it's going to be like a big thing now. Because his barrage is going to come, this barrage is going to come. Now the war is on now.
And the turf, and then what about also turf as well?
Yeah, you see, if you stay, like, for instance, you stay here on my left-hand side, you understand, and you know we're doing that, we're dealing drugs here and what. And on this, and I stay on this side, you see, and that is the thing. We're going to clash with each other. We're going to fight. We're going to fight till death do us apart, you understand? Because you are, like, trying to take over out of, and that it's just turf wars, man.
And as someone on the inside that's been part of that, do you think there's anything the police will do to control this?
I mean, 80s, in the 80s, I was like 13, 14 years old. Then I started doing slow boats. It comes from that time. I was still a kid. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? It comes way before.
And it's still happening now.
And it's still happening.
So there's no way.
I wouldn't say if there's gonna be a way, then it must be like a miracle. Yeah. But I mean, it's for me, it's like it's a tradition, man. You understand? It's just going on and on. It doesn't matter what you do. You get the anti-gang unit, you get the army in. Did the gang war stop?
Yeah. You know, Naledi, hearing from someone who has been in there telling us it's going to take a miracle, because the answers, or the question rather, has always been, what is it going to take to get into the gang communities in Cape Town, in the Nelson Mandela Bay, and, you know, have a crackdown on the gang wars, because at the end of the day, the communities also suffer. But you have people like him who realize what has happened, you know, was wrong, and then they also trying to turn things around in the community, and also trying to turn, you know, young boys from joining these gangs, because he understands and he knows the reasons for joining these gangs. But it seems as though it's difficult. But what seems to be working, Naledi, is, you know, former gang members and leaders who have now reformed, going out in their communities, helping their communities, because most of it all starts because of poverty. That's the main issue. It's the poverty. He was telling us off camera, saying that he makes sure that he assists in feeding the community and calling the young children to eat, delivers soup kitchens and so on, because he understands that that's the main reason why young children get drawn into the gang life. And once you're in, it's difficult to come out.
And what an eye-opening discussion, right, Nobutla? Thank you so much for that. The amount of work that's necessary to turn the situation around. That there's Sipha Kema, rather, speaking to us from Nelson Mandela Bay. And thank you so much for that update. She's going to be staying in that area and really trying to understand the extent of the gang violence in the area and how it's impacting residents on a daily basis.